Good afternoon to all our listeners and viewers of the NDC Heartbeat podcast. We're happy to have all of you on this afternoon. And for those listening on radio via WeFM, Vibes FM, Spice Capital Radio, we have 100.5 FM out of Labby in Grenville. We have Right Along out of Brooklyn, New York. And of course, you can get us on the NDC Heartbeat online platform. So, welcome to all of you, and hope you're having a great Sunday afternoon. What we're going to be doing today, as you know, this is Independence coming up right around the corner very soon. And with me today, we have Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas. He is the Minister for Tourism, Tourism, Creative Economy, and Culture. We also have Senator the Honorable Quince Britton. He is the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy and Culture, with specific emphasis on culture. So welcome, gentlemen, to the Heartbeat once again. It's a pleasure to have you on.
Thank you very much, Terry. It's a pleasure to be on your program one more time. And good morning to all your listeners throughout Grenada, Carriacou, Peter Magnic, and our good friends and family in the diaspora. It's a pleasure being on the Heartbeat program this morning.
Great, fantastic. We have Senator Quince Britton there. Senator Britton.
Good day, Terry. How are you? And I say warm greetings as well from Sunset City in Victoria. To all your listeners, viewers, especially those out in the diaspora. Warm greetings to you. Even if it might be cold, my warm greetings should make you feel a lot better.
Well, thank you very much for this introduction. Thank you very much indeed. Well, today we have both senators. They are virtual, online. So I am in studio along with Blondell and the rest of the crew. And of course, we're having a virtual discussion today. So it may probably, depending on Wi-Fi services, hopefully it goes, stable, this afternoon. So I want to start off, first of all, with Senator Britton. Tell us what's happening in your constituency. How has it been? I know that you've been doing quite a lot out there. So share with the listening and viewing audience as to what's been happening out in your constituency.
All right. Thank you again, Terry. And it's always a pleasure to share with the wider public as to what's happening in my neck of the woods. Sunset City, we always say Sunset City, Victoria as the tongue of St. Mark, but it does not, it's not only the tongue of St. That's where we are doing stuff. We are doing projects. We're doing reaching out to different persons throughout the length and breadth of this constituency. And if I should just zero in on just a few things that has been done for the last couple months, we have a kind of stall right now as to projects that's ongoing for various different reasons. But we will get them restarted and so on. So right now we're dealing with that, the lower hanging fruits to kind of address issues kind of immediately. For instance, the Alston George Park in Victoria, not too long ago, Terry, in November, we got some torrential rainfalls and we had a lot of blockage with the river bringing down a lot of debris and so on. And unfortunately, one of the poles that has the lights, that where the lights at the Alston George playing field were to host activities and so on at night time. Unfortunately, one of the poles broke, right? And that was, I wouldn't go into the very details as to what caused it. However, we are able to get that pole erected by Grenadian. They came back and they reinstalled the pole. The lights new lights has been replaced from what was broken, and so therefore the schools who normally use the playing field for the upcoming sporting activities, because we know we are in the season this term. You have a lot of sporting events taking place, athletic sport meets. We wanted to ensure that there is no hindrance from our part to ensure that schools can have the athletic sport meet without any interference whatsoever. So we work tirelessly with the ministry in collaboration with Grenlec and other private stakeholders to ensure that that was possible. So it was not an easy task. A lot of communication and so on just to get it the pole reinstalled and the lights and so on reinstalled. So I'm happy to report that it's completely installed. What the contractor who reinstalled the light has to do is just to refocus the lights and so on. So there isn't any much dark spots on the playing field. So we are happy to report that. Terry, what is ongoing also, and anyone can take a pass to see the Bonnet Bridge. Bonnet Bridge is something that this is one that I hold dear to my heart, and not because of politics or political reasons, but it also is a secondary access out of the town of Victoria. So Victoria, how Victoria is situated is properly laid out. And I say we boast that's the only planned town we have in Grenada. All the streets and so on is properly laid out. So you have Bonnet Bridge as a secondary access out of Victoria. So if you block all the streets in Victoria, you can go in and out of Victoria, especially if the main street is blocked, and that is a secondary access. So some years ago, Terry, we had a wooden bridge, that temporary wooden bridge that was there for many, many years, and it started deteriorating. So we brought it to the attention of the relevant authority, some of which was the considerations were taken, I must say, and kudos to the past administration taking the recommendation, and of course we continued with the consultation, and the project is proceeding very, very nicely. In terms of the estimation of completion, I don't want to guess, but in my view, Terry, I would say it's more than 60, between 60 to 80% completed. What they are doing right now is working on the ramps to ramp up either side of the roads because the bridge, from the normal height where it was, it's probably about 4 or 5 feet higher than what it was before with temporary wooden bridge that was there. So this is something that I hold very, very dear to my heart, because I made a lot of social media posting, doing videos and so on, highlighting the importance, because in that area we had a couple hundred children or students that traverse that area, because we had the school for special education, and they too are getting a complete new school. The school is being reconstructed. Work is ongoing there as well. So you have the Victoria Preschool and the Bonnet Government School. So there's a couple hundred students who travels there on a daily basis, as well as the villagers from Bonnet in particular. They travels there on a daily basis. What we were able to do as a government, we saw it was fitting that we do not interrupt the flow of pedestrians. So a temporary bridge has been constructed on the side of what it is that the current project. So a temporary bridge has been erected there just meters away, so that way we don't obstruct the flow of pedestrians and so on. Good. And I'm thinking when I speak for the people of St. Mark's. Is very, very proud to see a project like this, because we, over the many years, we've been, had a stain more or less, and I don't subscribe to that. That we always last, and I don't subscribe to that. So we're doing whatever that we can to put St. Mark's first. We are the smallest parish, but we're full of talent, as well as we're doing the necessary work to be on par with all the different constituencies. So I don't subscribe to we last and everything we pour and so on. I don't subscribe to that, Terry. So we as a government, we have the opportunity to make and create the opportunities to help our people, empower them, lift them up from where they are to where we really want them to be.
Right.
So
fantastic.
That's
What would you
it in
what would you say is your accomplished rate, percentage rate with respect to your manifesto promises to voters in 2022? What percentage of completion are you to date?
I would say it is a little less than 50%, and but I can guarantee you by come 2027, God spare life, or if the election is that time or before, we would have more than 50% completion rate. Because some of the stuff, for instance, a promise of a jetty in St. Mark, this is something that requires a lot of more technical intervention, and we are doing the necessary work, putting things together. We would have public consultation as to where is the best place for that. So the minor things, for instance, the upgrading of the sporting facility, I made a pledge to upgrade all the sporting facility in St. Mark, and we are doing so. The St. George Park that I recently told you about, there's a pavilion that is there, and we are doing some ongoing work. If persons can, you pass there in recent time, we have changed out all the safety mesh or fencing on that building. We did some remedial work on the roof and so on. We're doing some lighting, because those things over the many years has not been properly maintained. So we want to ensure that when we do this now, that we maintain this in going forward, so anyone can use it, use the facility to have whatever activities any church or villagers want to do anything there. They can use the facility. Is outfitted with the necessary amenities. We are as well working in collaboration with Flow to put Wi-Fi access there. So, you come and just enjoy whatever sporting activity, but on an evening time, the breeze is really, really nice up there. It's a good area to come and relax, just listening to the song of the river, which is right behind you, So
fantastic.
Implementation, like I said, I would say less than 50%. And I'm being reasonable. When the time comes, Terry, you be the judge. The people, I will present my report card, and you'll see, and you judge me based on my doings and not what I promised to do.
Well, you're not doing too badly because you're only in your midterm right now. So you're just about right on schedule. So tell us, as the parliamentary secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, and of course, culture, your main responsibility is culture. Tell us about the event last night, the Independence Monarch Finals, which was held last night in St. Patrick. How did that go? What was the participation like? And what are your thoughts on it?
All right, Terry. So to sum it up in one word, amazing. Wow. It was amazing. Yes, Terry, we had a female winner, a female monarch. We had a total of 10 persons participating, vying for that coveted title. And Jermaine superstar Simon, she's the one that won. Congratulations to her. I think in my view, every one of them had excellent renditions. We had one person on standby in case one of the competitors who were chosen for the finals was not able to make it, but he still performed. That's Teddy, we call him Top Cat, right? Teddy Christopher, we call him, his sobriquet is Top Cat, and he too went down pretty well. So Calypso, it is not coined the Independence Calypso competition. This year we did it as a monarch. So whether you're saying Calypso, whatever genre, sticking with the theme and so on, pertaining to Grenada, whether it's a groovy or calypso or even a soca, you were able to enter, and so on. You were eligible to enter. So this year is something that we tried new, and in my view, it was a success, and we hope to continue after reviewing and careful recommendations, taking all the recommendations into consideration. And so last night event was a bumper success. You had quite a bit of persons there in St. Patrick's participating. Some persons find that the views or the reviews that I was getting last night after walking around at the show finished too early. So people was they and that is something good, that you always leave people wanting more. So in the intermission, so they had a total of 10 Calypsonians, or sorry, 10 artists, competitors. And during the intermission, you had singers, young artists like Young Barbie, Black Barbie, Shaquan. He's one of the semi-finalists for that competition in Trinidad. I think it's called the Ultimate Soca Champion. So you have Lunis Pack and Electrify who also performed, and so people, it left them wanting more. And it's always good whenever you're doing a production, you always leave your patrons wanting more than they get bored and so on. So next year probably we can have a bit more entertainment and so on to kind of fill in the gaps and so. But all in all, it was a success. So amazing, like I said when I started.
Fantastic.
Terry, if I may want to butt in here,
please.
I think Senator Quince gave a good account of the show last night. It was a fantastic show, as I said, amazing. What I also observed, though, that the band, the police band, was on point last night. I think it's the first time that the police band has really played in the finals for the independent show, and there was a difference in regards to the quality of music. And I think that the Calypsonians were very happy and pleased with the quality of backing that they got for that show.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I think I must commend the organizing committee, the chairperson, Sister Jackie, and the chief cultural officer, Kelvin Jacobs. Those people, they put a lot of emphasis on making this show a bumper show, and it was quite successful. Mm-hmm. But I also want to endorse the thirst and hunger for more calypso and more songs in the finals. That I think that we need to review. And as Minister for Culture, I'm making this statement publicly. We need to review the amount of calypsonians that make it through the finals. We may want to reconsider 10 and upgrade it to maybe a 12 or a 15 calypsonian, because the show is relatively, after 5 calypsonians you have intermission. Really and truly, that's maybe just an hour of show. Maybe it's sufficient, but I walking around the venue last night, people were hungry for more songs.
Well, that's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Well, maybe you can help us share, as you have intervened, Minister, on the rest of the activities for this upcoming week.
Well, we have a schedule here of a number of activities, and today we will be kicking off with there's a church service in National Church Service at Crucial St. Andrew, geographically, but socially St. David.
Yeah. In other words, just after the gas station.
Yes,
we also have a church service at P.T. Matnick today also.
Carriacou.
Yes.
Carriacou. Yeah, it's ongoing right now at the Botanical Gardens. And
yes.
This afternoon, the cultural evening, don't forget that as well too.
Yes, that's part of it too. And then we also have tomorrow, the ministers will be visiting schools throughout Grenada and also in Carriacou and P.T. Matnick. What we will be carrying a token for the schools also. It's not a surprise, because it's something we promised in last year for the 50th anniversary. In regards to the exercise books to the primary schools, I'm trying to get some hardcovers hardcover one for the secondary school, but that will not be available until after the independence. So we will be carrying that token to ensure that each child get an exercise book. What is symbolic about it, though, is that the exercise books will be featuring our celebrated heroes, some of them last year, the persons of Kieran James, Anderson Peters, and Lyndon Victor. They will be featured on the. We did have a launch, ceremonial launch, like symbolic launch in regards to what it will look like. So I think Grenadians are quite clear in terms of what we're trying to feature. And those guys we are very proud of them, and we believe that in the minds of our young people, they are the kind of inspiration you want to really and truly want the young people to be looking at. So that will be an event tomorrow morning, maybe from about 8:30 to about 12, because most of the ministers have to get back to cabinet meeting in the afternoon. Also the school treat will be on. It's an annual event that the school feature, give the students a little treat around Independence Time. That will be coming on Tuesday or Wednesday. The schools are free to select which one of the days that they really want to utilize. National Colors Day. Again, Terry, something we want to ask all Grenadians to be part and parcel of it. Put in something colorful, put in something with any one of the three colors, the red, green, and gold, and be conscious on that particular day in regards to what independence really means to our people. There will also be in the inter-ministerial competition where various ministries will decorate their offices. They will have a little social, maybe cook some food, cook some oil on, some green pea soup, socialize with them among themselves. And there is a competition for that. I can't remember who won last year, maybe education, and the year before Ministry of Agriculture. So ministries look forward to that, and I can feel it already that people are gearing up to compete for the competition on National Colors Day. And then the big day is Independence Day celebration.
Minister, hold on before you go. Sure. We haven't finished yet. On the 6th, you also have the Independence Extravaganza in Big Parish St. Andrews.
Fantastic. Yes, indeed. Yes, we do have that competition. Okay. How dare should I forget that?
Yeah, that's a big event for people in St. Andrews. And
yes.
Yeah, and after that, in St. Mark, we start off the morning, Independence morning, with an activity that we call Rise to Independence. Last year it was a bumper event, and this year we expect it to be nothing but the best. We have, St. Mark is unique for its traditional aspect of mass with VECO. So we have a couple of bands that will be participating, dripped in the national colors. The guys already, as we speak, Terry and Minister, I make a few visits to some of the mass camp, and I was amazed to see what it is that they're doing. The guys are very, very creative. So the event starts at 5:30 in the morning. So we encourage people to come in. You don't want to miss it. We will have a little presentation as to with VECO and so on. I'm showing it, doing a video production before the real thing starts. It will be on Diamond Street, mainly around Hero Square. The vehicles they would come down. They have the different positions in which they would come down, do the display and so on, and they continue along the street, make a loop and proceed. That we really anticipate, and after that we will have a breakfast fundraiser at the junction. So all of that is in the morning of Independence. And Minister, you can explain what will happen for the rest of the afternoon.
Well, very good, yes. Very good.
Thank you very much, Senator. Well, obviously from 3 o'clock, where we ask people to gather, maybe from 2 in the afternoon, the usual ceremonial parade of the policemen in the uniform, the inspection of them, the arrival of the Governor General, the Prime Minister, and all those things will be happening as usual. We people will realize that it's not as extravagant as we had it in 2024. But obviously, we are in the planning to come as close as possible in regards to that. On that particular day, though, we will have obviously we'll have the feature addressed by the Prime Minister, but we'll also have a guest speaker in the post of Mr. Eliko Dangote. Yeah, I hope I got the name right.
Yeah, Dangote.
Yeah, right. So
Dangote, yes.
he will be there also, and we also have representatives from the African Bank, from Africa. They will be showing the presence at that ceremony also. Then we have cultural extravaganza again to wrap up the evening. And we are hoping to start up at 3 o'clock and go into the night's time, whereby we will have our fireworks and we're bringing back the drones again. I think people really and truly appreciated the display of drones last year. And we are bringing 500 drones if the features will be different in regards to what we highlighted. But we really want Grenadians to come out and get the experience of the display of 500 drones in Grenada. I obviously highlighted some very important events, in our country. So that day in particular will be a very excited day for Grenadians again, and I think we can only build from here and make this independence celebration something that Grenadians look forward to home and abroad. I mean, the time has come. What we have seen last year is that people literally came for the independence show, and we may not get as close as possible to in regards to Grenadians coming home for the independence celebration, but we definitely looking forward to turn this thing into something that Grenadians home and abroad can look forward to annually.
Fantastic. The church service in Crochet this afternoon. What time does it start?
Well, we asking people to get there by 2:30. We start at 3. But we do not. The Prime Minister will arrive just a little before 3 o'clock, and then the Governor General. And as soon as the Governor General arrives, we'll start the service at 3.
All right, fantastic. And for those who are not familiar with the location, it's just after the gas station in Crochet. So
Yes.
it's at the Crochet RC Church, is it?
Yes, it is.
All right, fantastic. Well, Senator Quince, is there anything else you wish to share with us before I move over to Minister to discuss tourism matters?
Terry, just thanking you for the opportunity to share, with my constituents. There is quite a bit more happening, but as time progresses, Terry, we will try to give you snippets of it. So in that way, whenever I come on, whatever time that I get, it's just to give you updates as to what it is that's happening. So I just want to say happy independence to all my constituents here in St. Mark, both home and abroad, as well as to the wider Grenadians, every Grenadian, happy independence to you. And we hope to see you come out and participate at all the events. It is open to everyone. So come out and participate in all the activities. This week would be a very jam-packed week. So eat responsibly. I know there will be a lot of oil long, so you have to pace yourself as to how it is that you're eating if you want to eat oil long every day of the week.
Right.
And some all be responsible, be safe, all the best, enjoy. Thank you, Terry, once again.
All right. Thank you very much indeed, Senator Quince. He is the Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism, Creative Economy and Culture with responsibility for culture. Thank you for being part of the Heartbeat this afternoon. Most appreciative of the updates of your constituency, what is happening there, and of course, matters of culture. Right now, we'll just take a short break and we'll come right back with Minister responsible for tourism, creative economy and culture, Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas. Back in a moment.
February 7th, Grenada celebrates 51 years of independence. And here in New York, the most looked forward to event is the Gala. On Saturday, February 1st, Minister Andy Williams will be joining us at the Anthems in Queens for this year's gala event. The festivities kick off at 9 p.m. and continue until 2 a.m. Dress to impress. Formal attire is required. Enjoy an unforgettable evening filled with vibrant entertainment from the sensational NSYNC band and DJ Jude. Tickets are just $200 and they're available by calling the Grenada Consulate at 212-599-0301. Mark your calendars for Saturday, February 1st at the Anthems located at 9643 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to celebrate Grenada's independence with friends and family. The Consulate General of Grenada in New York, the members of the Grenada Independence Organizing Committee, and Minister Andy Williams await you. The Grenada Independence Planning Committee, in collaboration with the Grenada Association of Toronto, under the auspices of the Consulate of Grenada in Toronto, present a series of activities in celebration of Grenada's 51st anniversary of independence in Ontario. These activities, under the theme The Next 50, embracing a future of development, transformation, and unity, are as follows. February 2nd from 3 p.m. Independence Anniversary Church Service of Thanksgiving at the First Baptist Church of Toronto, 101 Huron Street, Toronto, Ontario. February 7th, 12 noon, flag raising ceremony and reception at the Legislative Assembly of Ontario, 1 Queen's Park, Ontario. Also on February 7th from 6:30 p.m., the symbolic illumination of the Tower Clock at the City of Brampton in the national colors of Grenada. Later that evening from 9:30 p.m., the symbolic illumination of Niagara Falls in the national colors of Grenada. February 8th from 6 p.m., the Grenada Independence Gala at the Parkview Manor, 55 Barber Green Road, North York, Ontario. And it culminates on February 16th at 1 p.m. with the Showcase Grenada exhibition at the JCA Center, 995 Hour Road, North York, Ontario. For additional information, please contact 416-595-1343 or 647-594-7210 or send an email to info@grenadaconsulate.com.
Welcome back to the NDC Heartbeat podcast. For those who are listening on radio via WeFM, Vibes FM, Spice Capital Radio, 100.5 FM out of Flabé in Grenville. We have Right Along out of Brooklyn, New York. And of course, we have the NDC Facebook online platform. Welcome once again to the Heartbeat. We are now going to invite the Minister responsible for tourism, the creative economy and culture. He is virtually with us today in studio, and we have Senator the Honorable Adrian Thomas. We're going to be chatting tourism and, of course, other matters related. But before we do, Minister, we want to just share a short tune which has been done by a young Grenadian. Her name is Miha Amanani. We're going to just give maybe 30, 40 seconds of it, and you can explain what inspired you to encourage us to share this with the general public. So here it goes.
Lovely Grenada, scenic the pearly white sands on lovely ground.
welcome to the Heartbeat again. Maybe you can share with our listeners and viewers something about this very special song that you like so very much, or have come to like so
But
very much.
Terry, yes, I happened to be in a little function where I was able to witness the young lady. Actually, it was an Indian community gathering, and they invited quite a few of us. And she was performing that song to the people that came out just to patronize the event. And I was thrilled by how passionate she was about the song, and how she did that song with her heart and soul. And I went to her and I asked her who wrote the song, and she said, well, she wrote it many years ago, and I asked her if she would like to record it. So I made all the arrangement to get one of the writers in Grenada to look at the lyrics and assist her in that light. And then I contacted Teacher Eddie. I know he likes to work with young people, and actually Teacher Eddie has a studio now, so I exposed him to the recording of the song because she sent a voice note for me, and he thought it was a good idea. And I'm happy to see that people coming from the Indian community. I think her parents is from India, but she's born in Grenada, and she was very interested. I mean, she loved Grenada to the point that she composed a song about it. And I think this people need to know about they're thinking of some people from the Indian community. It's always a pleasure to help people of that nature. She is so grateful for what we have done, what I have done for her in regards to helping her record the song and getting it out there. And actually, she made a video with it too. So she has a very brilliant voice. And I'm thinking that this is a stepping stone for her in terms of finding and making something out of the music, whether it's a career, whether she wants to use it at her own leisure. But I think it's a very, very good effort, and I've asked the Independence Committee to accommodate her on Independence Day in the National Stadium in terms of performing the song. So she should be there on Independence Day. That's something I should have raised.
Well, thank you very much, Senator, for sharing this with us, and of course with our audience. Let us talk tourism. What is happening in your ministry? I know you've been having tremendous successes in various areas. Share with us, what is happening in your ministry, tourism-wise.
Well, tourism, Terry, is a very important sector to the economy and to Grenada, and I dare say that a lot of Grenadians are involved in tourism some way or the other. As the slogan goes, tourism is everybody's business, and I think in Grenada we can claim that still. For the last 26 months, we have been very blessed in Grenada to see tourism still alive after COVID. Many people thought this was the end of it. It took a nosedive, and it took quite a few years, 3-4 years, for Grenada to get back to the kind of figures and statistics that we experienced prior to COVID. The ministry at this point in time, Terry, we are working in collaboration with the Grenada Tourism Authority, and it's one product that we're all trying to push, and it's one and sell to the world. On our side, for the last year, we spent a lot of time trying to restructure the ministries, trying to put things in place so that in 2025 we'll have a very bumper season. 2024 was also good, but we are quite happy that the ministry will now have its own vote, its own budget, because you remember it was the Ministry of Tourism, the Creative Economy, was hitched onto the super ministry we had, which was headed by Honorable Lennox Andrew, and the Ministry of Culture was attached to the Ministry of Youth and Sports. Now, those two departments we have now put 3 of them together to form this new ministry, and for the very first time in 2025 we will be standing on our own. So we have put a lot of systems and structures in place to make sure that we function properly. The GTA, on the other hand, is doing what they do at best. They are marketing Grenada throughout the world. with special emphasis on North America, Europe, and the Caribbean. We are also exploring the possibility of going to Africa, the possibility of going to the Middle East, where we need to sell our country to other parts of the world and see how we can tap visitors to come to our shows as often as possible. Terry, the last couple of years, we have had challenges in regards to people coming to Grenada, but we have seen some good signs that there are increases in some areas, and we have fluctuation whereby we sometimes we do not get exactly what we want. We may want to American Airlines come to Grenada every day. We have Canada moving between twice per week and 4 times per week. I think after they will be reverting to twice a week, the Canada Airline. But we also have we all know that JetBlue was trying to bring flights from Charlotte and Boston. I think Boston is still up and running. But New York, we get JetBlue every day also. We had Condo coming from Germany, but it was too costly to bring. They were coming at least 4 times per week. We could not continue with it with Condo because of the increase in the fees that we had to pay them to fly to Grenada, and that in itself was a little challenge. The British Airways, they are still coming to Grenada, but obviously they touched down in St. Lucia and before they come to Grenada, and that is being done twice a week also. Virgin is coming to Grenada still. We have the Inter-Caribbean flying up. Well, the Caribbean is also very important to us. We now have that new arrangement with Guyana. I think they fly Thursday and Sundays, subject to correction. But Inter-Caribbean is giving us that direct flight to Guyana. I think this is a plus, and that Grenadians welcome, and I think the people in Guyana also welcome.
How is that flight progressing? What is the success rate of it?
Well, it's progressing pretty good. It's early days still, and we up till last week, we have been talking to the people in Inter-Caribbean to make sure that we from our end as a government, we do what we have to do to encourage them and help them in the early days, because obviously when something just starts, you want to make sure that it's all the rugged takeoff and so on is remedied, and you want to be partner with them and to ensure that whatever difficulties and challenges that they face, the government of Grenada will be there to assist and make sure that the event become a faithful one and a prosperous one for both parties.
Mm-hmm. Great, fantastic. Now we still have challenges with respect to inter-island travel within the region. What are some of the, progress, or what are some of the challenges are we still facing? And, can we look forward to some form of, let's say, resolution with this issue in the absence of Liat?
Well, we also, Liat 2020 is back in the air. I think they are doing, coming from St. Lucia to Grenada, Antigua, St. Lucia, Grenada, and they are doing that twice a week. However, they still face challenges, and again, as I say, when you're just starting a business, it's going to take a little while. But that is a good sign. Trinidad is maybe our best. We have about 6 flights coming from Trinidad from Caribbean Airlines. And that is a plus, because Trinidad and Grenada have been doing that for years in regards to people traveling to and from Trinidad. We still have our trade with the cargo vessels going to Trinidad weekly. So that in itself is a plus. but Terry, we do face serious challenges in terms of going up the islands like Dominica, St. Lucia, Antigua. You still have to do a lot of island hopping. I remember going to Jamaica last year just for a one-day meeting, and I had to go to Miami, overnight in Miami, to get to Jamaica for the Wednesday. So I left the Monday, spend the Monday night in Miami, caught a plane Tuesday, head to Jamaica. The meeting finished on Wednesday, one day, and then I had to take a flight from Jamaica the Thursday, get back to Miami. By the time I get to Miami, the Grenadian flight already left. So I have to overnight there because it leaves at maybe 11 somewhere around there. And if you can't get in Miami for 2 or 3 hours before that, then you'll have to overnight. And so I got back here on Friday. So 1 week in traveling, that is a serious challenge. And I think it's something that our Prime Minister and his CARICOM team has been working on and talking a lot about, but we are still looking for solutions to see how we can make traveling much easier within the Caribbean. Because most of our passengers or visitors, they come from the United States, Canada, and then the Caribbean. So if that is where most of our visitors are coming from, then it's something that we'll be very interested in trying to see how we could remedy. But it's something that is on the front burner, and we have to see how we can deal with it.
All right. Now the other question is our diaspora. How can we embrace our diaspora and encourage them to do more travels back to Grenada?
Well,
and what kind of goodies can you offer them?
Right, and that is the point. We have to do things whereby people will be interested in coming to Grenada. Let me just talk about the independence celebration last year. When the figures and the number of visitors that came to Grenada was the first time that we were able to surpass pre-COVID figures. Mm-hmm. So it means that if people were coming here for independence, and based on what we're telling the world what our celebration will be like, we have to look for events of that nature where we can encourage people to come to Grenada. Right. And on that note, I think maybe after this independence celebration, we'll have to have a sit down and have some serious discussion on how we can make the independence celebration another flagship event, like people coming to Grenada for Carnival. There are other festivals in the region, like the music festival in
Dominica,
the Creole Festival in Dominica. There's a reggae festival in Jamaica. So all these events are events that people will travel the world to witness. And the time has come and it's fortunate that we have the Ministry of Tourism, the Creative Economy and Culture under one umbrella, so we can sit down, plan, and organize activities where we can really bring people and make them come to Grenada more often. The people in the diaspora, yes, they want to come to Grenada for a week, 2 weeks, but we must create an atmosphere and an environment where they can enjoy themselves and have fun.
Mm-hmm. All right. I'm sure your ministry is coming up with lots of creative ideas as to how you can probably attract the diaspora to visit, come back home on holidays and so forth. Are the hotels interested in working with the ministry on this initiative?
Well, of course, the hotels are. Maybe this is one of the organizations that I have met with regularly since I took up the office in January last year. However, we do face a problem in terms of the availability of rooms in Grenada. So while you want a lot of people to come to Grenada and you want to mobilize people and you want more aircrafts, where will they be staying? That is a concern. Mm-hmm. Our room stock is just maybe actively about 1,600. Maybe we have 2,200, but actively is about 1,600, and that in itself is not sufficient if we really want to encourage people to come to Grenada. So we have to work with the hoteliers, and I think they are quite willing to work with us. Apart from they wanted to work with us. Grenada is a top destination. People love our country. They love the hospitality of the people. They love our culture. So we have the basic raw material So as a government, we just need to polish it up a little more, enhance our destination, build our room stock, and make Grenada the prime destination of the Caribbean. We have the potential, but we have to work it.
Great. Well, for our major events, Carnival, Christmas time, of course, now Independence, what do you think are the possibilities of encouraging maybe one of the cruise liners in the downtime to probably have one of the cruise ships anchor outside and provide a couple hundred rooms?
I agree. Yes, I've heard that idea from quite a few people, but it's an idea that maybe I will not want to make the first one. I may want to consider extracting as much as possible from the visitor. I do not want the visitor to come to Grenada, land in Point Saline, go on this cruise ship, eat, drink, and most of these cruise ships, they may have their own entertainment, and where you give the passenger option in terms of what he should be doing, whether he should go to the carnival shows or whether he should stay on the ship. But if push come to shove and we have to do that, we may have to think deep about it. But I will prefer we to increase our room stock, and maybe bring tourism in the communities, encourage people, give them the necessary incentives whereby they can put an additional room, one or two rooms downstairs the house, if we give them the necessary concessions that the hotels are getting. It's something that we want to explore, because a lot of visitors come to Grenada and they do not want to stay in the city. They want to go in the mountain. They want to go in some place where they can get some level of quietness. So it is something that we have to work in collaboration with the hoteliers. We have to work in collaboration with some of the other stakeholders and see how we can improve the room stock. But if we have to go that route, Terry, we'll have to think about it.
As the saying goes, life is what you negotiate. So I'll leave those negotiations up to you.
Yes. But Terry, there are a few other activities that we sometimes they happen in Grenada and they go about very quietly. Just this week, on Friday, we had the closing ceremony of Grenada Sailing Week, where we had about 31 yachts coming to Grenada with about 180 something visitors. They came in quietly, they do what they had to do, they spend the money, and they left the country. That is something that happens annually. We also have the bill fishing tournament. Those are activities that brings a lot of people to our country, and they work in collaboration with our local people and create an atmosphere that continues to grow and grow and grow. We have Carriacou is now bouncing back from Hurricane Beryl, but we are hoping that all the sites in Carriacou will be up and running again. I think the Silver Sands Beach is back up.
Right.
Some of the hotels are refurbishing the buildings, and Carriacou may not be able to have the carnival as they would have liked this year, but I think they are still doing something scaled up. But we are hoping in 2025-26 Carriacou will be up and running full force.
Fantastic. Tell us about the major successes your ministry has had, recognition that I've noticed from really top quality magazines and organizations with respect to choosing Grenada as the main destination if you visit in the Caribbean. What has been responsible for this?
Well, Terry, the Grenadian Beach is one of the top sites in the Caribbean. The hospitality of our people is another area that we are emulated on. Our culture, our food, we are emulated on that also. We are highly regarded within the Caribbean. And Terry, one of the most important one is the security in Grenada. The crime rate in Grenada. Grenada is still considered maybe the top peaceful nation in the world, one of the top peaceful nations in the world. And people feel comfortable, they feel confident coming to Grenada. And those are the things that we have to continue to preserve and protect. And hence the reason why we passed this very stiff law in regards to gun violence. We do not want this thing to be a common feature in our culture. We want to eradicate it as early as possible and get rid of it. So those are the areas that have been going for us. And obviously, we have beautiful beaches, warm. Our climate is always warm. Sun, sea, and sun is not all, but it's something that we have maintained over the years, and we continue to sit at the top.
Wonderful indeed. Now, your sites, the sites which we have in Grenada, what is the status with our sites, tourism sites?
I must admit, Terry, we have over the years, for the last 2 decades, we have not really and truly treated with those sites in a way that can show much development per se. What we have done, we have just maintained them. But the time has come now where I always say to my colleagues, I cannot stomach, I would not be able to preside over this ministry if I was to go to North America and visit people that come to the Grenadian Lake. And when they reach there, it's just to take a photo and leave. Terry, I want to see our sites as being places where visitors can go, even Grenadians, and spend 3-4 hours there for the day and enjoy themselves. Mm-hmm. And in the process of spending 3-4 hours there enjoying yourself, you will be hungry, you'll get thirsty, you'll want entertainment, you want to walk the trail in the forest for half an hour or an hour, and then come back by the lake where you can find yourself a decent washroom, a decent restroom, and relax yourself. Your family can go and have a day at the lake. But if you go there for a day with a family of 12, how possible is that? No, it's not possible. So I think we have a lot of work to do in our sites, and our approach in the ministry at this point in time is to see how we can develop them one by one. I am now. I've already have a discussion with my management team for we to get a consultant, not to come for a month and tell us what to do and go back. We want somebody who are very accustomed to the region. They can come to Grenada, spend 3-4 years, work with us in developing site by site. What has been done in Anadale, where you can go there, enjoy the waterfall, sit in a restaurant, relax yourself, so you can spend a couple hours there. We can have a function there, and that is how we have to develop the sites. I visited Harrison Cave in Barbados, and that I spent 3-4 hours there. I went into the cave, I spent an hour there. I came out, I sat, I had lunch. I went to the bar, we spent another half an hour there, and when we were leaving, we passed in the souvenir shop. Terry, we have to monetize our sites. It's a lot of work, but we're going to get there.
Absolutely so indeed. But of course, you have great people assisting you in the Ministry of Tourism. So I'm certain that in due course, the requisite information will be provided so that we can really get this matter of our sites further developed. Well, Senator, time has certainly caught up with us. It's almost 1 o'clock already.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yes, it has certainly caught up with us. So please let me invite you to make your final comments before we close.
I'll tell you what, once again, let me say thanks to you for accommodating me on Heartbeat program. And I want to go back to the independence and ask all Grenadians to prepare themselves to be part of this celebration. Is something that we should be very proud of. It's our thing. It's something that we have fought for. Our foreparents have fought for over the years, and we have gained it in 1974. We must preserve it, protect it, and participate in it. So I want to see parents encourage your children to be part of the independence celebration. Find yourself in some activities. Make sure everybody have part of some oil on Independence Day or the National Colors Day, and make sure that you play a significant role. Well, thank you very much, Terry.
Thank you so very much indeed. And the theme for this year's celebration is embracing a future of development, transformation, and unity. In other words,
Indeed.
The next 50.
The next 50.
The next 50. Yes. Embracing a future of development, transformation, and unity.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Senator, the Honorable Adrian Thomas. He is the Minister responsible for tourism, the creative economy, and culture. And earlier on, we also spoke with Senator the Honorable Quince Britton. He is the parliamentary secretary in that ministry with focus and responsibility for culture. Thank you for being part of the Heartbeat today, and I invite you to join us again next Sunday when we have equally interesting conversations to share with you. Thank you, and have a great Sunday afternoon. Goodbye.
Grenadians in South Florida will celebrate the 51st anniversary of independence with a sumptuous brunch at the Holy Family Episcopal Church Hall in Miami Gardens on February 16, 2025. Come enjoy a large variety of Grenadian cuisine cooked by our very own chefs. Fish cake, fried fish, cuckoo, roast baked saltfish sauce, tanya logs, stewed pork, roti, pig feet sauce, curry goat, and lots more delicious dishes. So get your tickets now for only $30 from any member of the NDC Florida chapter. Let's celebrate together on February 16th. Holy Family Episcopal Church Hall in Miami Gardens, starting at 1:30 p.m. You would also have a chance to win prizes in one of our many raffles, along with games and other forms of entertainment for your enjoyment. So come celebrate Grenada's 51st independence at our massive brunch on February 16th. Music by DJ Chris. See you there. For more information, call 757-419-0581 or 754-423-7841 or 203-984-8738.
February 7th, Grenada celebrates 51 years of independence. And here in New York, the most looked forward to event is the Gala. On Saturday, February 1st, Minister Andy Williams will be joining us at the Anthems in Queens for this year's Gala event. The festivities kick off at 9 p.m. and continue until 2 a.m. Dress to impress. Formal attire is required. Enjoy an unforgettable evening filled with vibrant entertainment from the sensational NSYNC band and DJ Jude. Tickets are just $200 and they're available by calling the Grenada Consulate at 212-599-0301. Mark your calendars for Saturday, February 1st at the Anthems located at 9643 Springfield Boulevard in Queens Village. Don't miss out on this incredible opportunity to celebrate Grenada's independence with friends and family. The Consulate General of Grenada in New York, the members of the Grenada Independence Organizing Committee, and Minister Andy Williams await you. The Grenada Independence Planning Committee, in collaboration with the Grenada Association of Toronto, under the auspices of the Consulate of Grenada in Toronto, present a series of activities in celebration of Grenada's 51st anniversary of independence in Ontario. These activities, under the theme The Next 50, embracing a future of development, transformation, and unity, are as follows. February 2nd from 3 p.m. Independence Anniversary Church Service of Thanksgiving at the First Baptist Church of Toronto, 101 Huron Street, Toronto, Ontario. February 7th, 12 noon, flag raising ceremony and reception at the Legislative Assembly of Ontario, 1 Queen's Park, Ontario. Also on February 7th from 6:30 p.m., the symbolic illumination of the Tower Clock at the City of Brampton in the national colors of Grenada. Later that evening from 9:30 p.m., the symbolic illumination of Niagara Falls in the national colors of Grenada. February 8th from 6 p.m., the Grenada Independence Gala at the Parkview Manor, 55 Barber Green Road, North York, Ontario. And it culminates on February 16th at 1 p.m. with the Showcase Grenada exhibition at the JCA Center, 995 Arrow Road, North York, Ontario. For additional information, please contact 416-595-1343 or 647-594-7210 or send an email to info@grenadaconsulate.com.